welcome to this reading. Now, I've said this a couple times, and I've really been thinking about moving more away from monthly readings and instead doing either readings for the zodiac signs just as the messages come to me, or still doing the readings for the month, but not tailored to a specific sign. And that makes me think that there's something about what it means to belong. Because as I'm getting into your reading, I want to talk about the nodes changing. You know, we have our first eclipse in Aries this month, and that's going to square. It caused a bit of a square to you. And then the nodes will change into Aries and Libra in July, moving from Taurus, Scorpio into Aries, Libra. And that is very much about self versus other. Now, I think the last couple of years, the Taurus Scorpio nodes have helped you, supported you, perhaps cut away from certain things, embraced new things. You know, it's really helped you cross a bridge of some kind. And now there's going to be some kind of building block with these nodes that square you. It's going to be like, where do I fit in? Where do I settle in? Where do I hunker down? And how do I feel safe? You know, the four walls, that concept of containment. You are a sign that represents emotional containment, right? Being the exoskeletal crab. So what season are you in? You're in the dawn. New beginnings. New beginnings. I'm not surprised to see this for a lot of us. It is Aries season for most of April, and it's also the eclipse, right? We've got the 2 new moons. We had a new moon on the 21st, and now we've got a new moon coming up at this eclipse. So there's multiple, it's a zodiacal blue moon. And it's really powerful in terms of, like, you kind of think of it not so much a checkpoint, but a gateway, because you've got the 2 columns now with the 2 eclipses that we pass through, and then moving into the rest of April, into May, into June, and beyond, we've passed through these very significant gateway. But again, the theme of stability, because we have 2. It's not just one, it's not just a chance, we have 2 on either side. So your major arcana for this month, you've got the Sun, Strength, and Judgment. Now the Sun, that dawn, the new beginning, the breath of fresh air, facing east, right? The sun will always rise again. There's so much about coming back to life. Judgment as well, this second chance, coming back to life, you know, really making some noise. And maybe you've been in hiding. There's something you want to say, there's something you want to reveal or announce, or something you want to know. It might not be about yourself, but it's something that you're wanting to discover. But you really have to be patient with it. Whatever this new beginning is, it is asking for patience. The reveal will happen, but it's also, you know, it's kind of like as you're seeing this answer, as something is being revealed, you have to kind of sit there and let the person let it out. You don't want to jump to conclusion or jump on them or like, aha, I knew it, or like something like that. This is really about being careful with potentially sensitive, I don't know the situation, but potentially sensitive information. It seems like this person could fear judgment because they don't. Maybe that's why they haven't really come forward yet. Maybe there's a bit of a fear of judgment. So whether you're going through this or you're trying to get something out of another person, there is a need to be patient. If you're trying to reveal something, it's about one step at a time. Patience, stick to the plan. You might just want to blurt it all out all over the place. This is saying there's a very specific time for it. And if you're dealing with another person, then again, the patience of sitting there and just listening, and you know, because they're kind of riled up. Judgment and strength, like the lion with judgment, the phoenix, right? That's a lot of fiery energy. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of like, I will tear you down. I will get out of here. There's this like, there could be some backlash. So again, this situation does require patience, and it will all be revealed. I promise that. And judgment kind of says like, you kind of knew all along, but now it's unignorable, it's undeniable, it's right there in your face. So let's clarify these cards. Okay, show me the Sun. For a lot of you too, I'm thinking you want to take care of your bodies, right? Aries is a very physical, active kind of sign. Cancer can be as well. Like that strength is so shared between the two of you. You know, that determination and that strength. For you, it may be more of an emotional thing, but they're both, you know, you relate to Aries that way because it's both about the self. You're both about asserting the will of the self, right? And so it's like I knew it all along. That was before. We're talking about how you're growing in physical strength and taking care of yourself and wanting to exhibit strength, wanting to test your strength perhaps. Show me the Sun. What is being revealed? It's like the answer, the deliberation, the patience, and then the decision, the judgment, right? So the Sun is relating to the anchor. Now, Aries actually did have the anchor in their reading. So if you are dealing with an Aries, you might want to check it out. So permanence, commitments, this deals a lot with that, but it can deal with, you got to look at your relationship with an anchor. It's heavy. It keeps you in place, essentially. So is this where you're dropping anchor, or are you picking up and moving on? I think that some of you could also be retrieving. If there's something you've been missing, it could be retrieved this month. Where can you, like the way plants turn to the sun and move with the sun and close up at night or come alive at night if they're night flowers. There's something here about where you get the most exposure, where you get the most sunlight, where you get access, or where you're most visible. So you're being careful with resources, making some kind of commitment that's going to make you very happy. The Sun is a very, it's what makes you smile. But I think there, that for some reason has to be contained right now. It's like, and this could be the Judgment as well. I'm getting a message for you with Judgment that someone you know might be going through a very challenging time, and you could be dealing with that whole other story we just talked about, but you're going through something really exciting, so you don't want to rub it in their face. So maybe that's why Strength is here too, because you're having to maybe you feel like you have to water down your excitement or your achievements. Because is there someone who is very judgmental? Like they tear you down if you want to celebrate something. I think you're feeling ready to be in the action. You're not wanting to hide anymore. There's no more like hermit, Cancer, cozying up. It's all about getting out there and participating. Your participation, Judgment, the Sun, so much about your presence, your participation. You're here. It's now. Let's do this. You want to experience so much, and you will. What is requiring strength? What is requiring strength? The bouquet. I always think of this as something very transient. Especially the fact that they've illustrated it on a cloud is very telling to me. The bouquet, I mean, it's symbolic of a gift. The traditional meaning is a gift. So it's a happy card, but the fact that it's come out with strength and that it's a bouquet which withers and dies, essentially dries up and changes, then the cloud like blowing that away. Something a little more permanent. something a little more permanent. Pardon me. Oh, okay. Because you've got the anchor and the bouquet, and they're so different, but they're both... It's like the arrival and the welcoming gift. I've got to write that down for you. Okay, show me judgment. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. Is somebody going through a process of healing or recovery? Because there is this sense of being somewhere for a long time, and then judgment is like the necessary reveal or the coming back after some time away. Something is returning. What is returning? What is this judgment about? The lilies. So you have the bouquet and the lilies. This is a symbol of maturity, and judgment is also a card of maturity because it's showing us where we have experienced something fully, and now we kind of come back to the surface, right? We go to the underworld after some life-changing event. We go to this place, mental space, emotional space, where we are healing and recovering and reflecting on what has happened and maybe isolating, whatever. We go through this healing sort of safe place, and then judgment here is like it's telling me that you've been through something that has been hard. It's been difficult, but now you can come back to life. You can come back to the experience with the wisdom of your prior choices, your prior mistakes, and your prior wins. So it's necessary for you, before giving an answer to something, to really look at what has worked, what has not, and be honest about that. If it's love, if it's whatever it is. I'm getting that a lot of you could be dealing with a child or something in the family. Some of you it's a living situation. Some of you it's a very happy event. It could be a marriage or a wedding. But this Lilies card here is key. Like you've got all spades as well. Heaviness, worry, letting go, saying goodbye, maintaining your sovereignty, and then the maturity and the mastery that you garner from going through this and learning firsthand. There is a purification. There's a purification. And I'm suddenly really just wanting to pull everything closer. Cancer. Cancer, April. Cancer, April. I heard July. It's your birthday season, but I heard July, so this could be leading into something for 3 months. Which reminds me, if you want your full year ahead reading, I do have that on the channel as well. So the reading's about an hour and a half, but we go month by month into detail. So if you're interested, you can just go to the channel. It's free, it's there. All the signs are there. So go and check that out as well. But this seems to have a long-term 3. It's not just this month, but this month is kind of the honesty about something, or the openness, the conversation that needs to happen, the acknowledgement of whatever has been kind of hidden. Someone's been trying to hide something, or not hide it necessarily, not in a deceptive way, but keeping something to themselves. And this month you're going to figure a lot out. And it's going to require being the bigger person. This person might need a lesson in maturity. Maybe you're there to show them that they need to exhibit more maturity. The Empress. Four of Wands. The Tower. Someone is really in for a reckoning. And I don't say that to scare anybody. It's the type of reckoning where someone just has to be very honest. Like, you know, I'm getting that someone's very comfortable. They've gotten used to being spoiled or receiving a lot or having a certain lifestyle, and it could be related to the home. And for some reason, there's a change to that foundation. It's like someone is setting the stage here. Setting the stage. Where can somebody be the most comfortable? It seems there's a lot of abundance this month, a lot of gift giving, and almost being like, I would use the word spoiled almost with the Empress, like gifts laid at her feet, pillows propping her up. And yet with all of this external support, she carries everything inside. There's a real artistry here. I think a lot of you, like I'm seeing somebody painting a backdrop for something. There could be something about a stage, or maybe it is a dress rehearsal, maybe it is like a wedding or a big event. But then the Tower comes in to just kind of shake everything up. Like this foundation that we were setting in the Four of Wands to be comfortable and safe, suddenly we're met with a Tower, and it's falling under judgment as well. So there's got to be an honest look. Someone has really been keeping something out. They've been building up walls. They've been trying to disguise something. They've been staying away. Like I'm getting a real isolation. And someone has kind of been building this imaginary. It's like it's a fantasy land of I'm the Empress in the Tower. I need rescuing constantly, but I am like someone, like you can't, this is why Judgment in the Tower are here, because someone has been falsely believing that they've been the Empress, but then also still needing all of the external support. And so there's got to be some kind of wake-up call that you can't be both. The Empress is present and part of things and very much involved, where when she's in the Tower, she's not fully exhibiting her strength. You know, the Empress belongs in an artist studio or out of doors, like in nature, in her element, really. One of creation, one of like beautiful joy, beautiful, beautiful joy. And she just hasn't been able to experience that in the Tower. So someone has to come out of isolation. Someone is going through a massive change. I don't know if this is like somebody finds their first gray hair or they're going through a Saturn return. There is kind of this relationship with age, with our particular place in life, maturity, lessons, right? Karma, these things that we've experienced and learned and now have to be very honest about. That's a big theme for someone this month, Cancer. Maybe we'll just get an outcome card. We'll just get an outcome card. I'm wanting to pick up the Lenormand, so the sun again. So I'm always like hunched over. I can't wait to go read outside. It's still snowy on the ground where I live, but I'm really going to make an effort to get outside this summer and record. I say that every year, but I'm ready. And so the sun, it's like, where are you comfortable? Where are you beaming? Like where, something is cyclical and we have to pay attention to the cycles, the patterns that have been established. Like there's a rhythm here. But it's kind of like an egg, a great egg that's something is coming out of this egg. It cracks open and reveals something. Somebody's been sitting on an egg. And there's some kind of prize, there's some kind of celebration, a proposal I heard, like a cracking open with the ring inside. The egg could also just be something that you're using, like a dragon's egg, right? Like the strength of something, whatever's born from that egg. Which is very old, isn't it? It's very ancient. Being born from eggs, as opposed to just... That's an interesting concept here. Now, I don't want to go on and on about this because I don't want to turn you away, but I mean, chances are if you're still here, you're still here. But what I'm seeing is this egg. And why this is important is because let's use the hen as an example, right? The hen giving birth to an egg, or any sort of bird anyone giving birth to an egg. They don't give birth to the creature itself, they give birth to the egg. And the egg then becomes the mother. The shell becomes the mother. It becomes the home. It becomes the container. And now the mother, the empress, has to take on different duties. Okay, I've dropped my eggs. Now I have to keep them safe and keep them hidden in camouflage, but also go find food and take care of myself and then come back and keep them warm. This rhythm of providing warmth, but also taking care of yourself. And then the creature is born from the egg, not from the mother. So it's very ancient. Dinosaurs, birds, like we look at the old creatures and many of them, fish born from eggs. And this is an interesting concept. So I'm curious what this means to you, because there's something profound about not being born directly from the mother, but first the egg, and then cracking out of your own shell when the time is right. Eggs. Okay, interesting. Cool. I love the symbolism of eggs. I don't eat them, but I really, just as a mythical archetype, like that archetype is very interesting to me, Cancer. So, I mean, yeah, it's Easter this month, but it goes beyond. It goes so far beyond that. Maybe this is something romantic a person does, where they're like, they send their partner on an Easter egg hunt or something, and it's just like plastic eggs, and one of them has like like trip tickets or a ring or something in it. Like it's kind of fun. But yeah, there's just this false foundation. I mean, Four of Wands, then the Tower. This isn't about rebuilding. This is about the tearing down. So there is some kind of false structure, false idea of security. Maybe a person just is finally breaking down and admitting, like, I don't have security here. This job, this life, this condo company, like my building just got purchased. Like there's something about the home and perhaps a lack of security. Somebody may want to completely restructure their home or their life. They could be looking for a total renovation, a total rehaul. But yeah, like the egg is ready to be born, but then that little creature inside will be born once it's ready. So the mother's job isn't completely done. The Empress's job isn't completely done. The sun, we have to apply warmth to it, and then the Tower with that phoenix imagery is just breaking out of, like maybe somebody got used to being inside an egg, a metaphorical egg, and they're realizing that they can't just stay in that egg forever. Interesting, Cancer. Thank you. If you want a personal reading, I'll leave the link below. Have a wonderful month.